Right, here we are, back in your garage again after a long pause, and behind you, which you're now excusing, is my pretty much finished, all bar a little, small little tiny thing, my GPZ engine, which is now 1170,
yeah,
and that's going to be my 650 / 1170 project.
Yeah.
But what I'm here today for is A, to bring you more parts for that particular engine at great expense.
Yeah.
Finishing bits. The finishing bits, which just happen to cost an absolute fortune, but never mind. Yeah, but what I'm here instead is to talk about a brand new project for me, not a brand new project for you, but a brand new project for me,
yeah.
Which I've just bought. And if I swing across there, you can see it there. It has been mentioned before in passing on previous videos.
Yeah.
But what we probably didn't say is that, in fact, part of this project used to be mine about 10 years ago, because the engine came out of my old Z1 turbo bike.
Yeah.
Which I'll put a photograph up at some point, maybe now. Now, I bought that bike off, I think, the original owner, whose name I can't remember, and he built it in the mid-80s. It had,
yeah, it was a pro stock bike.
Yeah, it's like, no idea how fast it went, but it was like a drag bike, come road bike.
It was a pro stock.
He had a homemade nitro system on it, Mr. Turbo kit, lightweight wheels. What else did it have? And of course a massive big bore Orient Express block, which took it out to like 1428, I think, something like that. Yeah. And there's the engine there. Yes. Now since then we took the engine to bits. It had a few problems. I got sent off to go and work in Switzerland for a year or two, so I ended up selling. I think you got the bike, or part of the bike. It got split up and the bits went to various.
I bought the engine minus the cylinder head for this project of mine.
Yes, its entrails ended up being sent off and used elsewhere, and so the only really bit left is that engine of the block, and and we're going to rebuild that engine.
Yeah.
It won't be turboed, it won't be nitrous, it'll just be standard, and it'll be running 1428.
1400.
Oh, is it 1400? Sorry.
1397.
Okay, 1397.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. You'll do the engine build again, just as you have done for the GPZ.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's going to go in that frame there. Now that frame there is, as you might be able to guess from the bodywork, from a Z1000
Mark II.
A3
model.
Yeah, like 79, I think.
Like 79 A3.
79.
Yeah. And
you've done a fair bit on it since you modified it. You've got a bit of strengthening, I think, above the engine, which we can't quite see from here.
Yeah, it's a top engine mount of my own design.
Yes. Okay. You've got a ZRX 1200 swing arm.
Swing arm shockers.
Back wheel. And back wheel and front wheel as well. And also the same for the forks, which are now in bits, so you can see there.
Yeah, it's the ZRX 1200 front and rear end.
Yeah, yeah. You've got divisional bodywork. In fact, I believe the side panels and tail section came off that bike.
Yeah, they're my original.
That's your original.
Original side panels and tailpiece.
Because although it doesn't, you can't really tell it now. This supercharged bike here started out life as a Mark II.
Yeah, and all the bits left over, I was building another bike.
That's right. Yeah.
I bought a frame and started.
And also, you've also got a really nice tank for it as well. It's in a box.
Yeah, I bought it brand new.
Yes.
About late 90s.
Yeah.
And I think the bike did 4,000 mile.
Yeah.
With a 1230 motor in it,
right.
Astrolite wheels and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it morphed into this.
Yeah. And then the bits you didn't use, you then kept that back.
Yeah.
Kept it in a shed somewhere, or kept it in an attic somewhere, and now at last you're building this thing.
Well, I bought a frame.
Yes.
In order to build I had enough bits to build another bike, apart from a frame, so I bought a frame
with logbook, of course, yeah.
And logbook, of course.
Yeah.
And then the guy I bought the frame off had the original 1000 crankcases.
Oh right, okay, they're down there.
So the numbers on those cases match the logbook.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to put it back to an original
which I don't,
bike, you've got the cases.
So if you're into immaculate standard bikes, don't read any further, because this will not be like
we
that.
like butchering bikes.
Yeah, we like messing about with them and making them a bit better.
Modifying them. Yeah.
Resto-mod.
That's it, Resto-mod.
Well, at the end of the day, we're saving them from being scrapped, aren't we? So,
of course we are.
So there you go. That's the plan. So my plan anyway is to get that built up by my next birthday, which for me is quite a quick build, because it's about 11 months time, because my birthday's in January.
Yeah.
So normally my projects take years and years and years, but this will be an exception, because A, I'm going to have some help from you and other people, and also I'm going to throw a lot of money at it, because if you haven't got the time and the resources, you can throw money at it and that sort of gets it done.
Well, there's plenty of bits available for these aftermarket parts,
yes,
so
that's right,
you're not having to make everything like you are custom.
Yeah, we've just been going through a very very, very nice. This magazine here, which is not magazine, a catalogue, it's another one.
Catalogue, yeah.
But it's full of Japanese, full of incredibly nice
parts for Mark IIs.
For Mark IIs and Kawasaki's and whatever. So I'm looking at that and going, oh my god, I can't afford that. I mean, a Nitro Racing titanium exhaust pipe is getting on for 3,000 quid. Yeah. So it's like, nice, but it's not that nice. But I'm sure we can find something almost as good for a lot less money. Yes, that's good. What else? I have decided already that the wheels, them wheels there, which I think are also off the, are they off the ZRX? The wheels?
Yes.
Yes.
We've not made clear to people that this is my project, which I've now sold to you.
Yes, that's right. Reluctantly, I know. But,
reluctantly, I haven't got the time or the money to finish it. I've got another 3 big bikes.
Yeah, because if I now swing the camera around, there's got one there, 2
there.
Well, this one here is really nice. This is an RD250.
RD250,
You've almost finished now. It's just waiting to paintwork, which needs money, of course. So that's what you want to do. Then there's a little Ducati Monster there. Say little 900 that you rebuilt from scrap, basically. And then over here you've got your supercharged bike. You've got your GTS, which you can't really see much of. And then over here in the corner, tucked away.
Well, you can't see any of it.
No.
It's all in boxes.
It's all in boxes, yeah. Hang on, I can't see much there. No, I can see a wheel, that's about it really. It's once it's your pride and joy, your only pride and joy, but it's one of your pride and joys.
Yeah.
Is your
Z1000
Eliminator that you've had for many years now. Yeah.
30 years this September.
Yeah. And the reason why it's in boxes is because you decided you wanted to sort of treat it to a rebuild.
Refurb, yeah.
Yeah, and it turned out to be a bit more involved than you originally thought.
Yeah.
So in for a penny, in for a pound, and you've.
I need the money off the sale of that bike to you to finance the rebuild.
All these other, so you can't do everything.
No.
Oh, you can't be greedy. So that's why, so I bought it and it's sitting here now for the time being because I've got no space at home. But the number one priority right now is to get that engine done, which is behind you.
Yes.
Over there. And then once that's done, we just need to get the starter motor clutch, don't we?
Starter clutch alternator.
Yeah, we've got the alternator now. So.
Cam cover wants bolting on.
Which I've just got.
Now you've just brought the bolts.
Yeah. The very expensive Pro bolts, which are £90 for about 20 little bolts.
You don't want to put cheap bolts
in
a nice looking motor.
And once that's out of the way, then we'll turn our attention to... Well, it's particularly the engine. The engine's sorting out. The engine needs to be done. And then everything else can go... Because already you see, a lot's been done. So for me, I don't have to worry about welding to the frame.
No.
I don't have to worry about the bodywork, where it's going to come from. I don't have to worry about the swing arm and widening it and so on. I don't have to worry about the seat. I've got a seat. I've got all the bodywork, which will be resprayed, by the way.
You could run the bodywork I've got.
Absolutely, yeah.
The only paintwork it needs is that mudguard.
To match, yeah.
To match the rest, the original.
Yeah, I am going to respray it in the same design. It'll still be red, but not quite the same sort of red. It'll be a little brighter red. Not as bright as that there, but I've seen a picture of something I really like, so that's what I'm going to go with.
You could keep the original tank, tailpiece and side panels and buy another body set.
Oh, yeah. Well, again...
That's an option, isn't it?
Yeah, we can find a full body set with a beautiful paintwork from Japan, and the price isn't too bad. It's about £700.
Yeah.
The only slight problem with that is they will only send it over here through FedEx, and that's an extra £600.
It's the shipping that's...
So the shipping goes through the roof, and the VAT and so on, and the input duty. So you end up spending what first appears to be a fantastic price for a really neat, set of bodywork. It just is 3 times what they say.
Does Z-Power not bring them in bulk and save on the shipping?
Z-Power have had a few steel tanks come in, bare steel tanks, and they're like £800.
Yeah.
But they won't ship them in. They won't have them in stock because who's going to, they might not sell one a year. So
just get them to order.
Yes, yeah. Now, if one tank whatever came up on eBay, looking great, good price, I might buy it and then save this one for another day.
Yeah.
But you can't make them without cracking the egg. So I'm afraid the paintwork's going to have to be changed. It'll still look the same, but it'll look a little bit brighter. I think that's
the original brief for this bike was a 70s looking Mark II, but with modern suspension, modern brakes, modern tyres.
Resto-mod.
And more power from the 1400 motor.
And mine is the same idea. The thing is with me, I've already got, or will have one day hopefully, before this is done, I will have the 1170 in the Z650 frame, which will look like a Z1-ish. And it'll have modern forks, modern brakes.
Similar bikes.
Yeah, similar bikes. So there's no point building another one with just a slightly different bodywork, no point at all. So instead, it's going to have to be in some way different.
Yeah.
And it'll be different because the Z650, although quite expensive, has been built on quite a tight budget. I think people watching this will go, oh, you must have spent 10, 20 grand on that. No, I haven't. No, I haven't at all. Whereas this one, it will be a big budget affair. It's going to have Dimag wheels, for example.
Yeah, you've already asked me to order.
Yeah, yeah. They're £2,000. Paintwork's going to be another whatever. We're currently mulling options for having the fork stanchions. I get this right. Titanium nitrated, which makes them black or blue or black or something, or gold.
Titanium nitride is gold.
Yes.
Diamond nitride is black.
Okay, well, the gold version.
Yes.
The problem is the cost of doing so is about £300.
Yeah.
And for a little bit more, you can buy from Tarozzi brand new fork stanchions, which are already finished that way.
That's why the forks aren't built on it, and it's not on its wheels. Because I wanted to buy Tarozzi.
Yes.
Titanium nitride coated stanchions, and the importer is Wamoto.
Yes. So that
you need to buy them through them.
Yes, yes.
They're only about £130, £140 per leg.
Yes.
So for less than £300, you've got yourself a pair of
brand new legs.
Brand new legs.
Which is cheaper than having the current set treated that way, which is a bit daft, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, so that's that. A little quirk is that I want to build a bike using British parts, if at all possible. Right. I won't do so if those parts are not available or they're a bit crappy, but certainly fitting Dimag wheels, you know, they're not crap. I've always wanted a bike with Dimag wheels, so that's what it's going to get. Rear suspension, might well go for Maxton or Nitron. I've already got a set of Nitron forks.
I think they're made in the Far East and assembled.
Are they?
In this
I don't know.
Maxton are built in this country.
Yeah, so we'll see about that. One good thing about Maxton is you can obviously build it per your weight, per your use of the bike.
Like I did on my special.
Yes, yeah.
It's amazing suspension.
And it also helps that they're not too far away, is it? It's only like 10 miles away.
10-15 mile road,
yeah. So that's that. One option I might do is actually fit a little fairing to it, a little sort of Z1R style fairing. But this is just an idea. I mean, the thing is, I've got a fuzzy idea of how it should look, and that is a pretty firm idea, but the edges are fuzzy. So things might change along the way. I might think, oh, I don't like that, I'll change my mind.
My original plan was to paint the ZRX mudguard, this original red.
Of course, yeah.
And fit a ZRX fairing and have it done in the same red with the same white and gold pinstriping. So it looks 70s.
Yeah.
That was my plan.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't find a fairing.
No.
You know, you're putting flat slide 36 mm cards on it. That came with the bike.
Yes, that's right.
Which are in a box down here.
Yeah, I mean 36 are pretty big. That bike's having the engine behind you. It's got brand new MkII RS34s.
Yes, they're in a box down
here.
there.
Which is fine. That's what we all recommended to use.
We need inlet manifold.
Yes. And then, but this is a much bigger engine, like 1400cc. So we're going to go.
It'll need the 36s.
Yeah. Be a bit of a torque monster, a bit like a Harley, probably.
Well, that was my plan.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't need to do under 50 miles an hour. It needs to bloody move when you open the throttle and just go.
Plenty of grunt.
Yeah, grunt. Low down.
Proper muscle bike.
Yeah. Old man's bike. Yeah. Old man's bike. I don't think I'll be getting my knee down unless I fall off. Yeah.
And we've not discussed the clocks either yet.
Oh no. Yeah, those clocks are from a.
Oh, they're from a crashed ER5.
ER5.
Training bike.
Right.
But the cases are the same as ZRX 1200.
Right. Yeah.
So someone gave me them
just to see how it looks.
I just wanted to see how it looks. I wasn't sure whether I was going to use them or the original Z1 clocks.
Yes.
Of which I've got 2 pairs. Well, you've got 2 pairs now.
Yes, 2 pairs. Well, I mean, the question is, if I'm going to use a little cockpit fairing off the Z1R, the look of the clocks isn't that critical because you can't see it.
No.
It's sort of hidden away.
No.
So if I go for a little Z1R fairing, I may well fit like a fully modern digital dash, or like with all singing, all dancing, modern kit on it, rather than going for the retro.
I've seen plenty of pictures of tricked up Mark IIs, and they do look good with the original clocks and a big round headlight.
Oh yeah.
Proper 70s look.
Yeah.
You know, so like say if you put a cockpit fairing on, you can't see the clocks.
No.
In fact, these are chrome, these plastic cases, because the scene. But I think on the ZRX, these are black.
Right.
When they've got the cockpit fairing, because you can't see them.
See it. Yeah.
It's actually black on the faired bike.
Yeah. What else? Oh, another thing is it'll probably have an M unit, because all my bikes nowadays seem to have an M unit on it, which means we'll have those trick switchgear, the momentary contact switchgear. On the bike.
I have got all the original Mark II loom,
yes.
Mark II switchgear, clocks, all the original igniter, everything.
Yeah.
If you wanted to run it with standard wiring, but
Nah,
why run 40-year-old wiring?
No. If you got one thing about an M unit is it does reduce the wiring a lot, you know, because you just got this machine, little black box that controls everything, and it just reduces a lot of the wiring.
It's an ideal thing to do, isn't it? Just upgrade the.
We'll make a.
I mean, I powder coated the original battery box,
yes,
but you could take that out and make your own.
No,
box.
we can leave that in. It's just that I mean, the M unit's so small, it'll just live probably behind the side panel right there on the side of that battery box. You know, it's about as big as a packet in it. You know, so we'll see. Have some fun with that anyway. I hate wiring, but I'll have some fun with it. What else? Oh yeah, the engine actually comes already with a Dyna ignition, doesn't it? It's got Dyna.
Yeah, I've got the Dyna ignition.
Yeah.
But I've got Dyna. You've got Dyna coils as well.
That's right.
So that's an
more money spent. More money saved.
That's an expense you don't need.
Yeah, because I've still got to buy that for that engine. Yeah.
Well, it will run. I think Dyna S run the mechanical advance and retard unit.
The bobbins, yeah.
Kawasaki unit. But it's all the. And that's it. You just need a power supply to the ignition coils and the triggers, and that's
away you go. Yeah, sounds good to me.
It's simple.
Sounds good to
me.
me.
And it works.
Yeah. Right. So our mission, Les, is to finish this off by end of January next year, which hopefully we can do, because we're not being held up by waiting for, you know, can I save up £5 to go and buy X? I can just spend the money now.
With it being a pretty much standard bike,
it makes life
although
easier.
It's modified. Like I said, most of the parts you'll require are off-the-shelf items.
Yeah. Which is good, because when you go off piece, as it were, and start, I mean, the engine over there is going in a frame that's been widened by about 20 mil.
Yeah.
And that's widened this way, which means nothing fits. I mean, the seat doesn't fit.
That's the problem with building one-off bikes.
Yeah.
Whereas when you build this, it's all available in catalogues and online.
Well, plus also, of course, the frame's already been powder coated. It's got everything it needs. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
so
it's all done.
So it's an easy project in theory.
In theory,
it's just a case of spending.
The
lots
only
of money.
thing stopping me from doing it was lack of funds and time, because I've got other bikes.
Yeah. Just in case anybody doesn't know, of course, you are in fact a bike mechanic by trade. So
the original plan was to build it, sell it, and enjoy the profit.
Yes.
You know, but because I've sold it to you.
Well, you can enjoy the profit.
Make money there, and you're going to pay me to build it.
I am, yes. So you're making profit.
I'm going to make the same amount of money.
Oh, far more, no doubt. Far more.
Probably far more.
Far more.
If I'd have built it myself, I wouldn't have been charging myself for labour, would I?
No. Yeah, so this bike, when I start a project, it's not about just the details of it. It's about what is it for, what you're going to use it for, blah, blah, blah. And the answer to that question is, for the bike that the engine is next to you there, that's going to be a road bike. That's going to be an everyday bike that I can get on comfortable, and my wrists aren't going to kill me. You know, you can go and do 100 miles on it, easy peasy. And if it gets dirty, well, it's not the end of the world. Whereas this bike here, its use is not that. It's going to be the best version of a Z1000 MkII that I can build without spending £50,000, which I know some people do.
Well, yeah, you can go stupid.
You can go stupid. As we know, having just bought some Pro Bolts, which
are going to look at the Sanctuary bikes.
Oh yeah, well, the Sanctuary bikes, they're like, you know, from 30,000 up.
Yeah.
And if you bought, well, probably pounds, I think.
Oh right.
But if you then said, right, I'll buy that, sir, thank you very much, ship it over to the UK, you're probably looking at getting on for 40 or 50,000 pounds by the time it gets here, with import duties and VAT and so on.
Yeah.
So while we won't be able to do it, I think we will be able to build a bike equal to a Sanctuary bike, and in some ways it'll be better, because it'll have some parts on it that you won't be able to buy from a catalogue. It'll have one-off parts on it that you won't see anywhere else.
Yeah, Jeff will make some bespoke parts for it.
Yeah, we'll have some cool, like, you know, outrigger bearings, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which
like
you won't see anywhere else. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it's all going to happen, hopefully, and just get it started. Right, so I've just refocused. So you've pulled out a little box full of bits.
Sprockets, basically.
I think you're saying you've got 3 spare gearboxes here, which we can build a really nice gearbox from.
Yeah.
In your little treasure trove.
These original gearbox that came in at 1400 motor, so that might have had strengthened some bits in.
Yeah.
And I've got 2 original Mark II gearboxes as well.
Okay. And in your hand you've got a couple of offset sprockets.
That's a 5/8 offset sprocket from a Z1000.
Mm-hmm.
That's brand new.
Yes.
So that will work on this.
Yeah.
If you run a 530 chain.
Yeah, which we
if
will.
you go to 630,
no, I don't. No, 630 is rubbish.
In comparison, That's an offset sprocket
That is
I
offset.
had made
Yes.
for the supercharged bike.
Right. What's that offset by? That's
About an inch.
about an inch, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. That's knackered. So I had another one made.
Right, okay, cool. And who made that?
Talon.
Talon, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've got an account with Talon, and they sent them a drawing and they made it to my design.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, hopefully I can get away with using the smaller one.
Yeah, they're quite expensive.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I think that was only about 120 quid.
Yeah, I think you can buy them like that. They're about 65 quid.
These?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Z
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah.
Which seems a lot for what you're getting, but anyway.
I think that's 17 tooth,
Yeah.
which is fine. But this supercharged bike, I went to an 18.
Yeah.
And when I had another one of these made,
Mm-hmm.
I went to 18 on this.
Right.
Another tooth bigger.
Yeah, gear up a bit, yeah.
Just to get it up a bit, yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah. Yeah, all the fun of working out your gearing and what you want to do, blah, blah, blah.
It's great when you can got standard sprockets.
Yes, yes.
But when you've got to start making them every
Oh,
time.
yes, yes.
I went as small as I could on the rear on this
Yes,
bike, and it
yeah.
was still too high.
Yeah, yeah,
Too low geared.
yeah,
So I ended up putting a one tooth bigger front.
yeah. Right, good. So there's all the sort of things you've got to think about. Gearing,
Yeah.
offsets, one-off.
Ignition
Outrigger bearings,
systems,
ignition
carburation,
systems.
there's all sorts you've got
Yes.
to take into consideration.
Right, so with that then, we've just quickly gone through some of the things you have to think about when it comes to building a
There's a myriad.
Resto-mod. Yeah, and I think that's often actually forgotten. When the bike's finished, you think, oh yeah, it's nice that. But what people don't realise is how many questions you ask yourself all the way through that process and how many options you've got.
Yeah.
Like talking about exhaust pipes, you know, I might have to choose from 20 different exhaust systems and what finish it has, and then maybe I should make my own exhaust system, and what's going to be a problem with that, or where do I go
If
to
you
get
want a certain look and you
Yes.
can't find an exhaust
Oh, yeah,
system
you've
to
got to
give
make
you that look,
Yeah.
then you have to make your own,
Yes,
like I did with
right.
this.
Yeah. When you do it, you end up thinking, no, it's not quite right yet. Do it again. Do
I
it
mean,
again.
you gave me a long time ago for this project.
I know,
you
I
gave
know.
me an old Super Trap cone exhaust.
Is it a Gurkha? No, it's not a Gurkha.
No, it was a Super Trap.
Is it?
I think.
Yeah, I remember doing it.
But
Yeah.
it was on a Harley.
Yes.
But I was going to cut the brackets off, get it re-chromed because it was
Yes.
about the right shape.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then I was going to get Jeff to build a collector and
Yes.
4 header pipes,
Yes, yeah.
which he's quite capable of
Oh
doing.
yes, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. We'll see.
in fact, it's in a box down here.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's a nice one. That I bought that to go on an ex-drag bike of mine, but didn't use it in the end.
You've
So
got it back again now.
yeah. Oh, it's come back.
It's come
Well, to be fair, I didn't buy that. I had it given to me by a chap called Bill who used to run a bike shop, an old Harley shop.
I did
many years
buy. Sorry,
Go on.
I did buy
Oh, I forgot
an
that.
old advert for a Kirker
Advert.
exhaust system from
Oh,
the
yeah.
80s.
Oh,
Might
yes.
even be, and that's Freddie Spencer riding the Kirker
Back in the day.
exhaust on
Yeah.
a Mark II,
Right. Cool.
and that's the type of exhaust system
Oh, I love that.
I wanted on this.
But I must say, having seen the prices, looking at £1,000 for that, and the mild steel, and it's like
Well,
you're paying a hell of a lot of money there just for the name.
you know,
Really
Jeff's talented.
Oh,
He
yeah,
could
yeah.
make
He
something.
can make
And I
them.
was going to. I've got that photograph now.
Yeah.
I was going to go to Jeff and say, make
that.
me a copy
Yeah.
of that
Yeah, yeah.
in stainless steel.
Yeah, and we could
And
do that.
He will.
The only slight hesitation I have about that is it takes a long time. Jeff does fantastic work, but he takes his time, doesn't he? He takes his time, and we may not have time for him to do those things.
It goes quicker if you pay him more.
Oh, yeah. No, he doesn't, because the money just gets spent on something else. He goes and buys another project and he spends his time on that then. I know what he's bloody like. No, the trick is not to pay him until he's done the work. Then he gets it.
That's definitely true.
And then things happen.
That's
but anyway,
definitely true.
Anyway, he might watch this one day, so we better not say too much.
We're not slagging him off.
No,
at all.
we're not.
He's
no.
a talented lad.
He is a talented lad. He's talented at making things but not making money. That's his main problem.
He's not a businessman.
No.
He's an engineer.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so with that then, we'll end it there. So thanks for watching and cheers.